It's a terrible football show. What do you expect?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
OH!
Io, baby, yeah!
Just in my brain, it just makes so much sense.
You have no quarterback. You're going to need some punters.
Welcome to a terrible football show!
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my holiday every damn year.
They draft Xavier Worthy. What the? Wide receiver from
Hamster.
Bears pick is in.
What?
Bears pick is in.
No! Jerry Jones, what are you doing? Oh, man.
If it's Toledo, I'm drawing the best damn Rocky there is out there.
Excuse me.
I don't even think that's PG.
I told my HR director about this show. He's going to listen to it.
We're getting sued again, boys. This show's so bad, we almost got sued once, we might get almost sued again.
Listen, guys, this is a terrible football show where everybody may be good at nothing, but we are terrible at everything.
Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? Terrible football show, after all. Welcome to a terrible football show. It's me and Rick here today. Maybe some other guys will pop in later. We shall see, but hopefully you're having a phenomenal day. It is September 23rd, 2025, episode 133, I think. I could be wrong on that episode number, but close enough, I guess. We didn't start the show muted, so we're already off to a great start. We love to see it. Ricky, buddy, how you doing with your Vandy jersey over there?
Well, like I said, Alex, no, the Cowboys suck, the Razorbacks suck, but hey, my Commodores, 4-0, baby, could be 5-0 for the first time since 2013 after this coming Saturday when they play Utah State. A surprising 3-1 Utah State team. How that's possible, I have no idea.
Yeah, no, Vandy's been rocking this year, baby, and we're definitely going to be talking about that today because we're going to be talking contenders and pretenders. So
the third time they've ever scored 70 points in a football game, and the last time they did it was like in the 40s or 50s.
Isn't that crazy? Like, isn't that absolutely insane? Like, dude, we've had some historic things happen just these past couple weeks. Let's look at, Tulsa and Oklahoma. What happened there, right? Which is also going to lead us to one of our conversations about coaching and coaching history. Mike Gundy has now been relieved of his duties. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, Vandy in the contenders or pretenders conversation to get into the college football playoff. We got some NFL conversation about teams that are in the worst. We're going to be taking the seat of the GM here today, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to talk about what we would do immediately, as well as play a little game here at the end involving some QBs, which I'm very excited for. If you're new here, we appreciate you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, join the Discord, and we'll make sure to shout out some merch and some Rogue Energy later on in the show. Shout out to Chad and Chat, as well as Luna. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Dogs on top, big game this week. Let's go. Yeah. Godspeed to Georgia this week. Who you guys playing? Alabama. You guys will win. I mean, that's how it is. You guys will win. Congratulations on the dub this weekend. Let's jump into it. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with the contenders or pretenders conversation. So where this conversation came to light is after Illinois had a brutal loss this weekend that I think caught us all off guard. I think we're on record as of last week saying that we like this Indiana team, but we like it. We've been on the Illinois train since the season started, right? Since before the season started, most vet team in the country, they come out and they just lay a massive egg. Like, it's brutal the egg that was laid this weekend. So that has now proposed the conversation of contenders or pretenders. We're going to be looking at various things in terms of the current ranked teams, the current unranked teams that are like getting votes, as well as group of 5 teams, because obviously we will have a group of 5 make it to the college football playoff. And we're just going to have our thoughts if any of these teams are actual contenders that could make some noise in the college football playoff. They don't necessarily have to win the Natty, but just make some noise. You know what I mean? Just get there, maybe win a game or two, make some noise. Or are they just a pretender? Let's kick things off, and let's kick things off with the team that started it all. Illinois, was this just a fluke this weekend to you? Are they still contenders, or are they pretenders at this point? Did we see their true colors this weekend?
I still think they have a chance to contend. I think you just have one of the most big letdowns ever. I mean, I did not see this coming. I don't think anybody in their right mind saw this coming. This was an absolute dog smack, brutal butt kicking. And when I
Slobber
look at
knocker.
this game, 63-10, Illinois had 2 rushing yards the entire game. And anybody that knows anything about Brett Bielema, he likes to run the football. He
Mhm.
really does like to run the football. And I think it was terrible. The stats were absolutely terrible. They had, I think, 1 first down. It was terrible. And so I don't know necessarily per se um, if I can full out label them a pretender yet, because they do play USC. They still have a chance to bounce back. But I will say this much: they can't lose another game
Oh yeah.
for them to even be considered in the college football playoff. And then Indiana will have to lose some games in order for that to happen. But I will say this much: if it comes down to if it comes down to two or three teams, Illinois could be on. And let's say Illinois goes undefeated the rest of the way. All right, let's say they go undefeated the rest of the way, and there's 2 or 3 teams that they're trying to vie for. This loss, this loss could really hurt their chances of getting in the football playoff.
Yeah, because it's not like it was a one score loss. It wasn't a field goal. It wasn't a TD. It was a slobber knocker.
63-10.
Yeah,
Dang.
it was a slobber knocker, so like that's going to hurt them. And, like when you look at their schedule, you do have USC to play against. You've got Ohio State. You've got, Washington, who's currently undefeated. So shout out to that. You've got Maryland, who's currently undefeated, 4-0. Shout out to that. And then you've got a team like Wisconsin who could potentially just get a dub on them out of nowhere. I mean, you've got some games in there they could lose. And of course, you got Purdue. I know they stink, but it's Purdue. You never know
Yeah.
when Purdue could win. That's the beauty of
Well,
the
I
Big
think,
Ten football.
I think Mike Odom is coaching them now. So I think
Barry?
when you have a guy like Barry
Yeah,
Odom, I
yeah.
think when you have a guy like Barry Odom that's in there, I mean, look what he did at UNLV. I mean,
Mhm.
UNLV had hardly done anything before he got there. And if in some ways, if you think about it, Alex, um, in some ways, they're sort of kind of like the Arkansas State years. When one year we had Gus Malzahn, the next year we had Hugh Freeze. UNLV could be like that now, considering they had Barry Odom last year. They have Dan Mullen this year, and they're still undefeated. They're still showing success.
Yeah, no, facts. My take on Illinois is similar to you. I can't label them as a pretender yet. I mean, this was a very massive misstep. I would still say they're on the contender, but just barely. They're flirting. Because like I just keep coming back to you have a veteran head coach and you have a veteran team. So it's like, yeah, this is a misstep, but like their schedule is in their favor of where, I think if they play Ohio State and they keep that game close, then I still think even if they lose, they could potentially get into college football playoff. But they got to keep that game close. They got to keep it close. Now, will
Well,
they
and
potentially be
with
favored
the
for someone else? Yeah, but I still think it's possible.
yeah, but I mean, I think one thing though, Alex, we also have to understand though, a second loss is really going to hurt
True.
because last year we had some 2 loss teams who were out of it, and there was a reason. And then, of course, Bama won because they had a 3 loss, and their 3 losses were absolutely terrible. So let's just see what happens. Obviously, if they lose to USC, it's over.
Yeah,
They're not going to go
it's
anywhere.
done.
And
It's done.
I hate to say this. I absolutely hate to say this because I love Brett Bielema. He's been good for Illinois, but if they have a huge letdown this season with the veteran team, they come back. He may not come back.
Right. No, that's actually really possible. That's actually really possible when you think about just the expectations coming into the year, and then just lay a big egg like that. Now let's talk about the team that put that smackdown on them. Indiana, are they a contender or are they a pretender? Like if they could they make it to the college football playoff, and if they do, are they going to make noise?
Wait, you could say they're a contender. I think they were a contender last year. I think their biggest misstep last year, they couldn't get over the hump of beating Ohio State or anybody like that. And I
Hmm.
think you're not going to really know exactly where that team's going to land until after this, till after this big, huge. Obviously, they're on this huge pedestal right now. Um, I think time's going to tell with them because if you look at their schedule, Old Dominion was a close game. They've had 2 blowout games or 3 blowout games. I'm sorry, including Illinois this past weekend, which nobody expected that to happen. Let's just get it. I mean, they hit on all cylinders. They played a perfect game, and I'll be honest with you. I think the way Indiana played this past weekend, they'd have beaten anybody in the country.
Right.
So let's see what kind of consistency they can build up with, and can they? I haven't looked at their schedule. I don't know if they play Ohio State this year. I don't know if they play Penn State. I don't know who they play on their schedule, like because I haven't seen it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just knew some of the games off the top of my head. But Let's see how they do against these big time teams first.
Iowa's up next. After that, Oregon, and they do play Penn State later in the year. No Ohio State though. So they have Oregon and Penn
So,
State. They gotta show out, show out.
well, they need to show up so Oregon doesn't make a bowl game, so I don't look like an idiot, which I already look like an idiot, so it's okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep rocking with it. Just because of their schedule and because of the nature of the beast of their teams, to me, they're a pretender. Did they have a wonderful week this past week? Absolutely. But can I see them making the college football playoff, making noise? Unfortunately, no, I can't. All right, let's speed around a couple of these, and then I got a couple more I want to ask you about in detail. Michigan, are they contenders or pretenders?
Hell no.
Pretender?
No. No, they'll beat Ohio State just because of the Ohio
Yeah,
State game,
yeah,
but that's it.
they're a pretender this year. Give them till next year.
They're definitely,
Yeah. What about USC? Pretender.
I would say pretender, but yeah, they haven't beaten anybody yet.
Okay. Now, what about the team that has the potential Heisman frontrunner, OU?
I'm gonna say contender
Ooh, here we go.
with
Okay.
OU. I like this OU team. This OU team's defense is freaking amazing. I mean, this is one of the better. This is what people expected out of Brent Venables when they hired him.
That's
So
big
yes,
facts.
I
Yeah.
will. I will say contender for OU. And before the season, I'd have called you crazy, but now
Yeah.
I like this OU team.
I do too. They are contenders to me. Now, what about their big rival? What about Texas? Texas Arch
I
had a
still
great
think
game.
I still think contender until they're proven otherwise. I
Okay.
think when Vanderbilt beats them in a couple of weeks, they'll be pretenders.
All right. What about another orange team? What about Tennessee with Joey? Joey slinging it. Joey slinging it, brother.
Joey's slinging it, but here's the thing: Tennessee will find a way to screw this up. They had
I
plenty
agree.
of chances last year to be a pretender, and and listen, they lost to Arkansas. Okay, they're until they prove me otherwise. Pretenders. A good buddy of mine I went to college with. He's a Tennessee Vols fan. He's from Tennessee. I love you, bro. But no. Until they prove otherwise, they're pretenders.
They're a pretender to me too, man. It's the same reason until they prove me otherwise. You're gonna drop some games, bro. I love what they're doing, man. I love Joey. Joey's a dog. But man, they're gonna drop some games, brother. It's the nature of the beast, dude. What about one of Jacob's favorite teams? What about Georgia Tech?
Contender for the conference, not a national championship.
Okay,
I
I
don't think they have the
agree.
pieces to
We're
win.
on the same page. Yeah, overall,
I don't think.
they're a pretender,
Yeah.
but they could contend for the ACC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they have the pieces to win a natty yet. Not yet.
Okay. Now, what about Vandy though? What about your boys? What about your boys? Are they contenders or are they pretenders, brother?
I wish they were contenders, man. I'm just gonna be dead honest with you. I wish I could. I wish I could full blown and say contenders, but they're kind of like Indiana. Until they beat somebody on a national level, I can't really say they're contenders. Now, will they make a bowl game? I think so. Just because they only have to win one SEC game, or I'm sorry, one more SEC game. They beat the crap out of South Carolina. They have Utah State this weekend. That should be a dub. That should be 5-0. And then they have to win one more game, which I think they could. I think they could do that easily.
Yeah.
And so, but let's see what they do with top dogs like Texas. I think they play Texas next.
No,
after
they play
Utah State.
they play Bama, LSU, Missouri, and Texas. That is a gauntlet, brother. That is
That's
a
a gauntlet.
gauntlet.
That's a gauntlet. I'm telling. But hey, here's the thing though, Alex, and I understand they scored 70 on Georgia State. Their defense is amazing though. They've got a great defense.
All right. Well, you know what? It's a terrible football show. So what we're known for is terrible takes. So, I'll be the one to take the bullet, brother. They're contenders. I'll walk out on that limb for you. They are a contender. Vanderbilt's making the college football playoff.
Hey,
I'll walk
Jacob
on that
has
limb
them-
for you.
Jacob Haslam was number 11 in the country.
That's
I'm like,
true.
what?
That's
Yes,
true.
he does.
That's true. I'll walk
I
out
think
on
he
the
has them
limb.
ranked above Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'll walk out on the limb. I'll walk out of the Old Miss situation. Oh my God. Join the Discord and come see the ATFS Real Top 25 that
yes.
may or may not miss some teams every once in a while. All right, let's hit two more ranked teams. We'll hop over to a few unranked in Group of 5. All right, so what about Texas Tech over in the Big 12? How are we feeling about them?
So here, contender for conference, yes. Could they make some noise in the playoff? Possibly. National championship? I don't know. I don't know. The Big 12 is pretty weak as it is. I think I'm just gonna be dead honest with you. I think they're about to run away with it. There's nobody else in the Big 12 that has impressed me more than Texas Tech.
Um, I think Texas Tech is one that is going to make noise in the Big 12, like you're saying, and because of that, they could make the playoffs. But I think they're going to get booted out immediately. Now, if Tyler is here, he may have a wildly different take, because Tyler is all about these Red Raiders right now.
Well,
but
it's Tyler too.
I
so.
know, but they're pretenders. Just like I'll go ahead and say it for the last ranked team, we'll touch on up front, the biggest pretenders in the world, like they are every single year in college football. What's your thoughts on Notre Dame?
Yeah, pretender.
Exactly.
They're done.
I
Lost
I
their games.
can't
They're
stand Notre Dame. I cannot
I
stand
understand.
Notre Dame.
I understand. I understand they played close to Miami and they got beat. Who was their second loss to?
Who was their second loss to? Let me see if I can pull that up real fast. Let's
Was
see.
it wasn't Clemson, was it?
I think it was. I could be wrong. Let me go get this. I gotta go through a few different steps here. So Miami and Texas A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M. That's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's right. Now,
Yep,
of course,
yep,
I,
yep,
now I
yep,
think
yep.
I actually think Texas A&M is a lot better than what people thought they were going to be this year. But no, they're definitely pretenders. They're done. They're going to lose at least one, if not two more games.
Okay. All right. Let's speed round all of the unranked power teams, and then let's touch on the group of 5, and we'll move on. All right. So I got 6 unranked power teams that are currently receiving votes. Some of these teams previously ranked. Let's speed round these. Auburn, pretender. Mississippi State.
I want to say contender, but no, they're pretender. They're still
Man,
playing. No,
you thought about it.
when you only beat Northern Illinois, was it Northern Illinois they beat by 17 or whatever it was? Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm happy that they're 4-0. Happy they're 4-0. I'm happy because they're making the quarterback's making me look like a genius for Heisman right now. So I'm just saying like in general. I love Mississippi State. I love Mississippi State. I really do. But no, they're definitely pretender.
All right, pretender. Yeah, Utah, pretender. I hate Utah as
It
well.
definitely. Oh,
I hate.
Texas Tech.
I don't hate Utah as much as I hate BYU, but I hate them both kind of equally.
Yeah.
Arizona State, who we had high expectations for. At this point, I say pretender.
Yeah, they're pretenders. Unfortunately, they had another close game the other day. It's terrible.
Yep. Louisville.
It's a pretender.
Okay, I agree. And the
Like
last,
expectations. They had expectations too.
yeah, and the last unranked power I'll mention, Maryland.
Now, they're pretenders now.
You know,
Let's see what they do later on.
I'm willing to go out in the plank. I'm
Go right ahead and go out in the plank. They're not winning the Big Ten.
No, they're not.
They're not winning. They're not winning a natty. They're not making the playoffs. They're
Hey.
pretender.
contender. I'll go out on the limb. Trash takes, baby. Sue me about it. Do better. All right, let's hit the group of 5 real quick. Let's start off with your favorite group of 5 team, Memphis.
Contender.
Okay, all right. Not the reaction I thought I was going to get out of you, but
I will say this much. I still think the winner of Memphis and South Florida right now could be the one who represents the group of 5 for the college football playoff. We will see. They play each other 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Okay, all right. What about Navy?
Hell no.
They're undefeated, bro. They're rolling.
I don't care.
All right. Yeah, no, I agree. Pretender. Now this next one, I'm actually a big fan of this one, and I might bring up some PTSD for you. But what about North Texas? I like what North Texas is doing right now.
I like North Texas.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
like
love
what
it.
North Texas is doing right now.
Yeah.
North Texas, they're pissing everybody off
Dude,
right now.
listen, because look, I know it seems like a joke for some of these to be contenders or not, but realistically, someone from the group of 5 is going to make a college football playoff. And all the teams that I'm naming so far, these are all the teams that are undefeated and kind of leading the group of 5 right now. I like North Texas, man. I'm going to say in the technical terms that we know a group of 5 is going to make it. North Texas is one of the contenders that can make it up front.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll definitely agree with that. Natty, no, but yeah, I do agree with your take on the contender for that. Yes.
USF, I still say contender even after losing to Miami.
Yeah.
Because again, the
back
group
to back weeks, dude. That's brutal.
I know.
I mean, back to back defensive hard. I mean, that's brutal, man. That's a gauntlet right there for someone like that. They're not used to. They're not used to having to face an SEC team than an ACC team back to back weeks. Then It's like give them an FCS school in between, then they may have competed a lot more with Miami. But I also think Miami's on a different level this year. I really believe this Miami team is they're better than the rest of the Miami teams that we've seen in a while.
Man, I hope that's the case because I'm tired of expecting the trademark Miami loss every year because that's just how I feel. So
No,
next,
no four overtimes with Virginia this year. No four overtimes with
four
Virginia.
overtimes.
So still,
All right, what about Tulane, Giovanni's favorite team, who says we need to do better? I say Pretender.
yeah, I say you say what?
I say Pretender.
Pretender? Yeah, I'm leaning more toward Pretender than I would be Contender. Let's see what they do in conference play.
All right, Fresno State. We're heading over to the West.
No,
Pretender.
no,
Okay.
Pretender.
And last one, UNLV. I say Contender.
Contender for conference, possibly that last group of 5-1. I still think they'll have to go undefeated in conference and make some noise before they do anything.
Yeah. So when it comes to the group of five, and you look at the landscape, the group of five rep is going to clearly come out of American or Mountain West. Like when you look at the landscape, because like no MAC schools are in that running right now, no Sun Belts, no Conference USAs. I mean, the list that I gave, 5 of those is all from American, and they're either undefeated or have lost one game. Fresno's lost one game, UNLV's undefeated. So it's like if they can just keep rocking, doing their thing, man, like they're gonna be that contender who makes the college football championship or the playoffs. I mean, I like North Texas and Memphis and USF the most. Those 3. North Texas is my number 1. I like what North Texas is cooking right now. It's crazy to think that North Texas Mean Green could actually make the college football playoff, but by all technical terms, they could, which is crazy.
Yep.
All right, let's move over to the coaching thing. Let's move over to the does coaching history matter? So this was a conversation that we had come up with the slew of recent comments Dabo's made. He made some a week ago where it's like, just get rid of me. He made some like today. It's just like, why are we held to a different standard when you look at what everyone else has won versus what we've won, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You had Mike Gundy, who got embarrassed by Oregon, lost to Tulsa, which is also as equally embarrassing as it was that Oregon loss. But he had been there forever, 21 years. It's his alma mater. He spent over half his life at Oklahoma State when you think about it. He was finally let go. But I guess the question is, are some schools just fine with being good enough with their long-term coach? And at what point does it fall into we're fine with being good enough or just being sheer negligence from the school? You know what I mean? At what point does it reach that point where it's just being, turning a blind eye to a coaching history? Because you can look at it, it's like, man, this guy won a natty for us. This guy has kept us relevant or whatever. I mean, like, Ricky, what was your thoughts in this conversation on, like, let's say Dabo, Gundy, and just the whole kind of conversation as a whole? Because we've got some vet coaches in college football.
Yeah. So let's take a look at not just college football, but let's look at the entire realm of sports in general. You look at I'm trying to remember Malone's name. Denver Nuggets head coach. He was Denver Nuggets head coach.
I don't remember
Won a
his
national
name.
title.
Yeah.
Won a national title. Won an NBA championship. He was fired a couple years later. You have some who had won a championship one year, fired the very next year just because the season was absolutely terrible. With that exception, though, because Mike Gundy had been there for so long, I think the one thing we also have to realize at the day and age that we are in football right now. Obviously, I loved the pledge that the Oklahoma State had to Mike Gundy, but his course had ran out, and it ran out quite a bit. I think the biggest thing with Mike Gundy was he was a contender in the Big 12. And as soon as they lost that Big 12 conference championship game, the way they lost that conference championship game, it was downhill from there on for Oklahoma State. They haven't been good since. And I think it just gets to a certain point where whenever you have a fan base, because the one thing with college football, when you have a fan base that, especially the donors, because remember, a lot of these universities, they have donors who donate bukus of money, so that way they can operate their respective programs. And whenever you start getting the board of trustees, because you have the trustees who basically are the ones who hire these coaches and everything like that, when you start getting them and the fans are starting to get in their ear, and that change has to be made, change has to be made, change has to be made, all else is off. And it's part of the business. It sucks. But it's just part of it. It's more of one of those, thank you, man. You spent 21 years with us and we hate it, but we have to cut ties because we have to be better than this. And if you've seen, It's that conference championship game. They have not been any better, and I still think Dabo Swinney is going to be on the hot list on the hot seat before too long. You cannot go 1-3 at Clemson and not make adaptable changes, especially when he's been so vocal about, hey, let's make these. We're not going to make any changes. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to do things this way. And when your fans don't want to hear that, like Arkansas fans are tired of hearing the same crap from Sam Pittman. We're tired of hearing the same crap from Hunter Yurachek. And I know that's a different situation from what Mike Gundy and what from Dabo Swinney's in, but it comes to a point where it's like, hey, we know you're this is your alma mater. We know you've been here for so long, but eventually, national titles or not, your history matters to a certain extent. What are you doing now? Are you getting the program better now? Because I think you are given some years where I would say you have some slack, but are you rebounding from that slack? And in Clemson's situation, it's a no. In Oklahoma State situation, it was definitely a no.
Yeah, no, and that I agree, and that's the big thing about it because like I do feel like it comes a point sometimes where you do see where schools are just fine with being good enough, fine with being relevant or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Because like another one that I can look at immediately, and I say what you want. I understand that he's made conference championships and stuff because of how the divisions were set up. But can you tell me that Iowa's any freaking different? I mean, I know Kirk's Kirk. We love Kirk, but I mean, he's there because they're fine with being good enough, right? Like that's the reality of it. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, cause you as an Iowa fan, you can't sit there and tell me that, especially now that the whole conference thing is, the division thing's eliminated, where realistically you have almost no shot to make the Big Ten championship at this
No,
point. If there
no.
were still the divisions and the Pac teams didn't come over, you'd still have a chance every year, right? But now that that's gone, it's open field house. Let's go, let's run. Like, dude, there's no chance they're making a Big Ten championship again. There's no chance, right? And like that's what I look at is I look at teams like that have these guys that's been there forever, where it's very clear that they're fine with being good enough. And that goes for
Yeah.
multiple levels of ball, right? It's not just like the power. You can relate it to the group as well, but like with the group, it's just like, that's, kind of understandable because you are the group at the end of the day. So it's like the guy Troy over at Air Force. I understand why he's been around forever, and I understand why they're going to be fine, kind of good enough, right? But it's also like with Utah. Yeah. Kyle's been there since 2005. Kyle's been there since Urban left. He's been relevant. Utah has been relevant at times, but it's like they're fine with being good enough. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're fine with. Like, and that is kind of the problem. And right now, that is the question that you have to present to Clemson. Is like, are they fine with being good enough? Because clearly Dabo's not adapting to the times. And it's like another one to even look at because it kind of blows my mind that he's been there as long as he has. But let's say Mark Stoops at Kentucky. I know he's on the hot seat. That's been a conversation, but he's been there since 2013. You know what I mean? Like, let that process for a minute. I understand, like, he's had some years of relevance, but like, it's still the SEC and it's Kentucky. You're not Georgia.
Well,
You're not Bama. You're not now Texas. Like, you're not them. So it's just
no.
it's interesting conversation.
Well, I mean, but Kentucky's also they're more basketball anyway. The entire state of Kentucky, they're more basketball.
I know that's a
than they are
basketball
anything.
state. Yeah.
And sometimes you do have those expectations, but like you're in Iowa, no one has expectations in Iowa.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
But you look at Mike Gundy, 10-4 in 2023, then he dropped to 3-9 the next year, and it was a brutal year for him last year. And then this year, like you said, the absolute embarrassing loss to Oregon and another loss to Tulsa. And I think that's when fans are like, okay, we're not going to get any better from this. We need to do better. So I hate it for him because I think he's a great coach. I think he's a great coach. He had a great run. And if you look at it, he has a winning record. He has several double-digit win seasons. But when you're not at least relevant, that's sad. You have to be relevant. Let's be honest. And this Big 12, like I said, they're the Big 12 still, and the Big 12 is the weakest conference right now in college. Well, at least with there's only a Power 4 now. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, if people consider the Power 5 still, the Big 12 is the weakest by far.
Rip the pack. The pack was fun. Oh man, the pack was fun, but we got the pack coming back, but the pack is it's group of 6 now. Look, it's power 4, it's group of 6. I'm sorry, pack. I love you too. The pack's great. I got a lot of good memories with the pack, but it's a power 4 and it's a group of 6. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. All right, all right. Let's hit an ad break. We'll come back. We do have Chad waiting in the guest lobby, so we'll pull him up and see what he wants to chat about. Let's shout out some Rogue Energy. Hey, do you like caffeine? Are you of the age of at least 18? Then maybe check out Rogue Energy. It's really good. Do you need to hydrate more? Then probably want to start with water. But if you want something, then try Rogue Hydration. Do you need to chill more? Then try Rogue Chill. Do you need energy? Then drink the energy. It's really good. We have a referral link and a promo code Sparky3. You can get 10% off your order. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, okay. And we are back, and we got a guest in here. We got our residential Georgia Bulldogs fan. We got Chad in here with a big game this weekend that Georgia will absolutely win in, because that's how it's going to go this weekend. Alabama is a bunch of pretenders right now. But Chad, buddy, friendo, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good. How about y'all?
Man, life's good. You know what I mean? This past Sunday. Oh, buddy. Life's good, brother.
Yeah.
So, Chad.
It's okay, Alex. 4-0. About to be 5-0. We're good. We're good. We're good over
you
here.
got Vandy to carry on, brother. Because Dallas ain't doing it. Arkansas ain't doing it either, which actually poses a question. Chad, what do you got for us, brother? What do you want to talk about today?
I was wondering, what and who could we get at Arkansas to change the way we are? Not a mid-level coach, like somebody we could actually get that'd be a program changer.
Ricky, you're the Arkansas fan, so I'm going to let you start with this. I have my own personal opinions as like an outsider, even though I hate Arkansas. But I have my own opinions. But Ricky, you're the fan, so let's kick it off with you. What you got?
So I really hope that John Gruden is looking to get back into college football. I'm being honest. I think that is definitely the heavy hitter, if you were to put it that way. I've actually there's a few articles that have been out about this, and some of them I'm like, I don't know. Maybe John Summerall at Tulane, maybe. But I think the biggest issue right now is that there's really not enough, I would say, big names that are out there right now. The biggest thing is that you have to just find someone that's going to come in and change the culture. And I think John Summerall at Tulane has changed the culture quite a bit. I mean, they're actually contending for conference championships, each and every single year. I know it's the American Conference, but I think one thing Alex pointed out earlier, American Conference is going to have a group of 5 teams. It's either going to be the American Conference or the Mountain West that's going to have a group of 5 team coming out just because they're that good. I really, really hope, I'm going to say a name, and dear God, please don't let this happen, but it's his will, not mine. Gus Malzahn. That could be another name.
You poor bastard.
Here's the thing, though, guys. He's a Northwest Arkansas guy. I know he did not have near the success at Auburn that people thought he was going to have. But one thing about Auburn, though, is sometimes your connections run dry. And when you're down far in the South, you're trying to compete with Alabama each and every single year. He's not an Alabama guy. He's an Arkansas guy. Whether we like it or not, he has history in Arkansas. But I really believe if you want change right now, you need somebody that's going to be hard-nosed. You need somebody that's going to be all business. And I know a guy who personally played for Gus Malzahn. That's how he is. He is hard-nosed. He's all about business. Let's get this done. And he's not what you would consider the nice guy, like Sam Pittman. And so honestly, I think Gus Malzahn, I hope it doesn't happen, but he would bring a change in pretty quick.
Man, I know that I know that just killed you on the inside to talk about just now.
It really, really did because I cannot stand us. I can't stand him.
God, dog. God, dog. Man, for me, like again, I'm the outsider here, right? Like I can't I would love to just see them go hire Chad Morris again. That's my personal opinion. I would love to see that.
Hey,
I would
hey,
cry tears of
hey,
joy. You know what I mean?
relax.
That's what I want. But realistically, because I did propose this question at some point in time, I don't remember when, it was sometime earlier this year, is do you go out and and make the big swing? Because obviously they did make the big swing on the basketball side of things. I think we can all say, even to me as an outsider, when I saw that news come through, I was like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. And it's kind of the same thing here on the college football side of things, because like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just stating facts. You guys are some of the bottom feeders of the SEC every year. So it's like,
We are.
who can you come in and elevate that to the next level, right? And in my mind, it's John Gruden. Like, if he actually wants to get back into coaching, dude, he's going to be the one to electrify the program. And that's even like, and I understand for a lot of fans, it's like people want to immediately look at Bobby P, because especially since he's there as OC, and I totally get it, especially when you look at what he was like when he was there. But like, also, I'm going to go ahead and just say it up front. I know, there are a lot of fans that are probably looking forward to that possibility. I think Bobby P's time as a HC, I think he's washed up at this point. That's my personal opinion. He's washed up. Can he be a good coordinator? That's fine, but he's washed up, right? So I think when you look at it, dude, I think it's John. Like, if you want to make the big splash, it's John. Now, granted, if you want to be technical, there's a lot of big splashes that are current active coach, right? But it's like, how many of them are more likely to come? I think the Gus pick is a very likely one, just based on those roots. But like, I think if you want the big splash, a guy who's like, I guess in theory, I guess based on the Barstool thing, contract wise, could you know be fine. Would depend on what his Barstool stuff's going on. He could probably be fine to get out of that, whatever. I think that's the big splash. Like, in my opinion, that's the big splash.
And I'll
you
add
don't
on
think
to this. Oh, go ahead.
you don't think that he's too far out of touch for college football?
No, I think he's really in touch. You know what I mean? Like, that's the big
No, I mean
thing. Like,
I
go ahead.
like him, but like all these ex NFL coaches, it's kind of hard for them to pan out. So
Right.
Well, and I
that'd
and
be
I
my
think
only kickback with him.
well, and I think a couple weeks ago, Shane disagreed with me on this one. Tyler disagreed with me on this one. I still think Hunter Yurchek's on the hot seat. And a lot of it is just, and
Yeah,
especially with the comments he made the other day, it just made my prediction even more. And a lot of people consider it a hot take. Hunter Yurchek has got to find a way to get football right. And I said it. I even Tyler was in the group chat the other day. I told Tyler, I said we may not be a football school, but we're a football state, and we have high expectations because we're not competing the way that we're supposed to be competing. You take a 17 and 40. I think that's what the record is of one possession games since 2012. And the reason we say that is just because that was right when Bobby Petrino got in trouble and got fired. A 17-40 and one possession games is not going to cut it. You win some of those games. Sam Pittman's got his job well in hand, but we're still seeing the same exact things. And I think the lack of move and the lack of belief that Hunter Yurachek has, it really hurts even more. But I know he's got it right everywhere else. He's got the hires right everywhere else but football. He has to get football right or get him out.
can I give a hot take? I
Yes,
think
absolutely.
Dabo's going to Florida.
I don't think so. He'll go to
I think
Bama
he
before he
will.
goes to Florida. He'll go,
I
he'll go to
I
Bama
don't
before
think
he goes to
Bama will
Florida.
be open. I don't think Bama's going to be open though. That's the only thing. I
I
think
do.
I think it's. You think so?
I
I
think
mean, if
eventually, yeah.
Kalen keeps on losing on the road, then yeah, they'll
Well,
be
now that's the
open.
thing. That's the thing. He's got to win quickly, and it's the same reason I disagree with why they hired him to begin with. Everywhere he's gone, he's had very very quick success, and I'm happy for his success. I really am. But Kalen is not a Bama guy. I think they hired him out of despite, and they had to get somebody in there. So like, hey, let's get him. So no, I think Kalen. I think that job's going to be open. If it ain't going to be this season, it'll be next year.
I was surprised they didn't get Dabo the first time, honestly.
I don't think he wanted it.
First way. Yeah.
I don't think so. Here's the thing: when you're following Nick Saban, you don't want to follow Nick Saban. I mean, that's because the expectations. He was there for so long. He set the Alabama expectation that we're going to contend for a championship every single year, no matter what. And I think Dabo knew if he would have went there that quick, it probably would have been bad for him.
That's kind of what Kirby said this last week about that job. It's like it's hard. It's going to be hard for anybody to step in right after Nick because they're going to expect so much.
Sorry, I'm also getting Shane in here. Shane's here. And since I'm on Discord, I can't have multiple cameras. You know, I can only have one source pulling a camera right now. So I'm hella multitasking at the moment.
What does his uniform say there on the left?
Yeah, we're extremely multitasking at the moment. Oh wait, no, that's
It's a great stream of multitasking. Welcome to Terrible Football Show, people.
Hey, I'm just glad you two were just doing your thing, man. That's the thing I'm thankful for. Because I was directing him like traffic. Get in here, grab that chair, grab that, come over here.
I saw you. That's why I kind of extended it a little bit.
I
it was still a good
appreciate that.
conversation.
I appreciate that. Shane, can you hear? You good?
I can.
All right, can you guys hear Shane? Are we good? Are we cooking?
Look, he's got that Elvis move. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom,
Well,
boom, boom,
well,
boom,
it was
boom.
the only thing I could think for him to grab is, dude, just grab the wand off the couch. I can't think of anything else right now. God bless. Shane, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you, dude?
Tired
Yeah.
and filthy.
Well, you came in at the right time. I'll tell you that.
See, I messaged you in Discord. I was like, "Yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
Let me know when I can come in." I popped up in the Discord the chat, and also messaged in there. I was like, "Yo, I'm here."
I know.
And
I was trying to come to a
listening to some
stopping
of it.
point to try to get you in. So you want to throw your 2 cents in on this thing?
So my perspective has changed on Hunter Yurichek because that's like saying fuck the football. I mean, screw the football program. Right out the window. Right out the window.
He tried.
It's like saying screw the football program. And much like what Ricky said 2 weeks ago when I was on the show, yes, it's great for everything that he's done doing. But for him to not be trying to win a championship in football, not to be trying to compete, that's a whole nother story. And if that's the case, then I respect and I'm grateful for everything he's done for the university and other sports and our graduation rate and everything else. But if you're as the athletic director and you're telling us promptly that you are not going to try to win a championship in football because of you can't or don't want to, then you got to go.
And you know what? And it goes back to what I said. You know, he's got to get football right. He's got all the hires right, besides football. And football is the biggest moneymaker in the world. And we've seen very, very quickly. If we keep losing, fans are not going to come to games. And if fans don't come to games, they're not making any money whatsoever. So yeah, decisions are going to have to be made to whether or not he stays or goes. But if he does end up staying, he has to get football right. And I'm okay that he stays. I want to be on the record saying that I'm okay that he stays. I'm not okay that he wants us to be mediocre.
I agree.
Yeah, we need a full effort.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the fact that he's verbally and outspoken of saying we are not in a place to compete for championships in football. And I think the only way that he does stay, and I think I heard y'all speaking on it before, is hiring John Gruden. If he hires anybody that's not John Gruden or a big name to get people excited and like, okay, Hunter may not want to compete in football, but this guy does. That's the only thing that I would say that keeps him. Other than that, get him out the door, get another AD in there that's going to put time towards the football program.
All right, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in this whole thing because I did finally listen to what was said because I had no idea what you were talking about when you said it. I'm just like, how the fuck is he talking? How is that relevant? We already got one out, so I let the other one slip. It's fine. No big deal. # do better. Go pick up the shirt right now. In my personal opinion, and this is as a mix of as an outside fan as well as a glorified Arkansas hater. I'm leaving the Arkansas hater out of this. I'm giving you the very realistic take here. I don't think Hunter's comments were bad. Genuinely, I don't. Because listening to his comments, all he was doing was simply saying the facts of Arkansas is not set to compete for a national championship, because that is the facts. That is the truth. Now, granted, there are steps to try to put it in a better position, but it's even doing those steps, you guys are at a permanent uphill battle, because it's like the fact of the matter is Arkansas is that school that doesn't compete for championships. You guys compete to not be last in the SEC, along with a few other schools. You have your periods of time where you are competing for a championship. You have your periods where you're competing just be a really good school, and then you have periods where you're competing not to be last. That is just the facts of what Arkansas's history's been. But now, if you do get the right guy in there, like a John Gruden, a guy who's as outspoken as he is, beloved as he is, with the connections he's got, it's almost like the same level of juice that like Dion brought to Jackson State, where he got Travis Hunter to flip from Florida State to Jackson State, FCS. Can't speak. It's kind of like that same thing. You get someone like that, then yes, that is when you're getting that juice injected into the program. But at the end of the day, like, his comments were fine because he's just speaking the truth of like, and I viewed those comments more so not as him speaking to you guys. He wasn't talking to you guys. He was talking to the people at University of Arkansas. Like, because sometimes when you go out on these pressers, you have the coach speak where you're speaking through the media. You know what I mean? Where you're trying to get a message to your team. That was kind of the message that I received when I listened to that. Of he was trying to more so send a message to the University of Arkansas that we are not in a place to compete with champ, because you guys aren't. I mean, everyone knows, as fans, as non-fans, Sam Pittman's on the hot seat. I mean, it's just the fact. Ricky has been super vocal about this, that you guys can't recruit within the state, can't recruit this, can't do that, whatever. That's been a constant problem forever. I mean, all he was doing was stating facts. So it's like, when you look at this conversation, let's pump the brakes. Let's see if he cooks. Now, granted, if him cooking is firing Sam and the next hire is a colossal flop, then that's when there's another conversation to be had, right? But let him cook.
Alex,
let him cook.
Here's the only issue that I had with his comments, and like I said, and he's right. I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying he was wrong. But it sounded like he was okay with it. And here's the reason why I say that.
I disagree, but continue.
Hang on. Here's the reason why I think he's okay with that. He never said, this is how we're going to fix it. And as an AD, you have to know how to fix it. Period. You have to know how to fix it. He didn't do that.
He also doesn't owe you that information at this time, especially with the current.
I disagree. I 100% disagree.
I disagree with
Alex,
that.
Alex, last year, his entire message at the Little Rock Touchdown Club last year, his entire message was, we need money. We need NIL money right now so that way we can compete. He literally went on record saying that is the way. He even pointed out Ole Miss, on how Ole Miss has been able to get all this kind of money. He's saying that we are rolling behind the ball on NIL money. People did that. People gave money. People donated. We're paying our players. We're getting players. We're paying our players a buttload of money right now. We did that. Now he's saying, well, we're not in position right now to compete for national championships anyway.
Because you're not.
Fine.
See,
we're not. But you have to find a way. Yes, you still owe it to the public, because, Alex, we have been so mediocre for so long.
Pretty much your entire history.
That's not true. That is not true.
That is.
And so that is not.
The sooner you can admit that, the sooner that Arkansas can truly grow.
True.
I'm just being honest.
I would say majority.
Not true.
I would say majority is true, but you got to think
majority. Yes.
But you got to. I wouldn't say all of history, but I would say majority.
Majority.
Because
yes.
honestly, you gotta take back 7 years, 5, 6 years with Houston Nutt. We were pretty relevant, and then also 3 years with Bobby, we were pretty dang relevant. But my issue with the whole conversation, I agree with what Alex says to an extent, but also this is where I differ. He stated the whole reason why we can't compete, the whole reason why we aren't in a position to do so, is because he's not willing to do what other teams are doing. And what other teams are doing is not against the rules. All they're doing is pulling from their big boosters to then fund their NIL. Well, guess what? Arkansas is like top 5 in the country with the boosters that we have with Walmart, JB Hunt, etc. We have some of the biggest money in the country, but he's not willing to dip into them and have a conversation with them to help the football team. That's what he was talking about when he was like, when people are traveling on I-40, how many people are driving 65 when it's a 55? That's exactly what he's talking about, because everybody else in the country, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Ole Misses, the USCs, they are grabbing the biggest businesses that are located around them and biggest boosters for the universities and grabbing money from them. Technically, that is NIL, but also it's a gray area. And he's just basically saying, I'm not willing to do that, which I disagree with, because right now it's not against the rules. If it's not against the rules and it helps your university bring in money and it helps your university win in football and be competitive, why not? There's not an issue with it. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, and here's the thing, and Alex, I want to go back to your mediocre comment because yeah, you do make a valid point on the mediocrity part of it, but I think the biggest thing is that when you have Arkansas fans are fine if you have 8, 9 wins a season, and then every now and then you have a double-digit win where we have one of those special years, kind of like what we did with Bobby Petrino. The problem is we're not having that. We were having the consistency of every single year. We're losing all these one possession games. If you're winning some of these one possession games, then you're going above that mediocrity, and that's kind of where I'm getting at.
And see, with me, it's not even like SEC play. I understand there's going to be years that we're going to be under 500 in the SEC. There's years that we're going to be even, and there's years that we're going to be, only losing to the top 2 teams in the SEC. That's fine. That's just how the SEC is. But my problem is when we lose to Group of 5 and FCS teams that are not as talented as we are. And I want to get to this with Memphis. I know we're probably going way over on this topic.
Big time.
But my last statement was, we are more talented and more athletic than Memphis. But when it came down to it, they were better conditioned and better coached.
They were the better team that day.
They were the better team that day, and that's part of it. That's okay. 5-0, and hey, Vanderbilt's beaten Alabama more recent than Arkansas has. All right, so we're just gonna go.
That's diabolical to say, but it's true. God, dog. That's facts, though. That's facts. Chad, you got any other thoughts on this?
No, not really. It's just we gotta do something different. We should be competitive at least every 3 years, like other teams that ain't got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like we just
Right.
use that as an excuse. I feel like we need better coaching, better development. We need to develop our high school a little bit better too.
Oh, real quick with recruiting, that's the coaching staff not choosing to recruit the state. We don't have an issue recruiting the state. It's just coaching staff not wanting to recruit the state.
Not sending offers till they're seniors and stuff like that. Like, of course, they already made up their mind.
Especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make their mind well in advance. You know what I mean? All right, Chad. Before we let you go, do you have any hot takes for the weekend? Any big predictions you've got for this upcoming weekend?
Maybe Penn State gets it done for the first time against a big team.
Penn State over Oregon. I like it. I'm in the same boat with you. I think Penn State's got it this weekend.
I don't know. I think the Dogs going to take that finally. I ain't going to say by 40 or anything.
Listen.
Don't black out the stadium.
Listen, man, you know that I am an avid shit talker against Georgia because I know you. But listen, the Dogs are going to be barking this weekend. Okay, I mean, we're talking Georgia's going to win. Like we're talking a slobber knocker. All right, like brother, I'm just being honest. We got a slobber knocker coming this weekend. You're going to enjoy a good win.
Why do you think that though?
I just don't believe in this Bama team. I don't believe in the Bama team up front. There are obviously some great talent on that team, but I do not believe in this Bama team this year.
I don't think they could run, and I think their offensive line ain't that great.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in this Bama team. I really don't. I don't think they'll finish. I don't think they'll finish third place in the SEC. Legit, I think they'll be lucky to hit 3rd or 4th. Yeah, that's my take at least.
So.
You're gonna be in for a good weekend. Don't worry about it.
All right, y'all. I'll hop off here and get these kids together.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming in. All righty, boys. Let's hop over to some NFL talk here. I'm probably going to cut one of the topics. I'll probably cut the quarterback one because I would like to have that one be fleshed out, to an extent because I'm pretty proud of my list. I like my list. I got a good list. All right, so what we're gonna do is last topic of the day. We're gonna be NFL teams in need of a change. Right, we are gonna be in the driver's seat. Me and Shane look like we're in a car right now, riding together. So we are in the driver's seat. We are all the GMs for some of these absolutely abysmal teams that are currently in the NFL, and we're gonna be talking about what we would do for these teams right out of the gate. So Ricky, let's kick it off with you. Brother, congratulations, my friend. You're making a buttload of money, but you're taking over one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. You are officially taking over the New Orleans Saints. What's the first thing that you're doing? Are you already planning your off-season vacation? What's the plan here, brother? What's the plan? You going to be making a trade? Who are you going to try to go for? What is the plan with the Saints, brother?
Oh my gosh. Well, the first thing, the Saints need to find a franchise quarterback. That's the first thing that you've got to do whenever you were basically you were rebuilding this entire freaking program.
You don't like
I mean,
Spence?
they are the do what?
You don't like Spence? Come on now. You don't like Rattler?
No, absolutely not, dude. He looks like that. He looks like that kid from Billy Madison, that O'Doyle rules. He
Wow.
looks like that O'Doyle kid. Yeah, I'm serious. You look at him, you compare him with the O'Doyle kid. He looks just like him. But no, no. Spencer Rattler is not a franchise quarterback. He's not going to be a franchise quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not. He may be a good backup one day or something like that. But until he proves me wrong, it's not going to happen. But you've got to build. You got to start out by getting a franchise quarterback. You got to get somebody that the city is going to believe in, because that's what they did with Drew Brees. Whenever Drew Brees came into town, which I know that they didn't draft Drew Brees, but what I'm saying is whenever they got a quarterback that came into town, they were able to build around him to a point because they knew he had talent. They knew he was going to be pretty good. You have to get somebody you believe in. They don't have that. They're just the Saints right now. They're so horrible. I mean, it's unbelievable on how bad they got so quickly after Brees retired.
So what you're telling me is that you're already booking your off-season vacation.
Absolutely. I'm booking 3 off-season vacations at this point. Are you kidding me? I'm booking 3 of them.
All right, Shane, let's turn it over to you, to one of your favorite teams that you, not really favorite, but one of your favorite teams that you like to theorize and talk about. Congratulations, Shane. You're going down to the beautiful beaches of where GTA 6 is taking place. You are officially the GM of the Miami Dolphins. There's a lot you could say here. What's the very first thing you're doing as the Dolphins GM? You could fire someone. You could plan some vacations because you already know your season's done. You could do some trades. What's the first thing you're doing?
My first thing is trading. I'm trading Tua. I'm trading Tyreek Hill immediately.
Oh my God, both of them. Oh my God. Tyreek I could get, but man.
I'm trading Tua. I'm trading Tyreek. I'm trading Tyreek immediately. And I'm just trying to get assets. I'm either trying to get a proven star for Tyreek, and then I'm trying to get some assets for Tua. Because at the end of the day, the biggest problem right now is Tua's running for his life, or has hands in his face, or something is affecting him to where he is not playing to the caliber that he's used to. It could be the 12 concussions that he's had in 2 years. Who knows?
True.
But at the end of the day, what's quicker to rebuild? An entire offensive line or quarterback change? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's quarterback change. So in the short term, I'm trading those two. I'm getting assets. I'm getting a proven player. And then this offseason, I'm focusing on rebuilding that offensive line. Because I've got other stars. I've got Achane. I've got Waddle. Like, there's plenty there on the offensive side to where I can make it work, but also not win games.
Okay, fair enough. So also with all that, I guess one of the first things you're doing is also getting rid of Mike McDaniel pretty quickly as well.
See, the thing is, I like Mike McDaniel.
He's funny. He's a funny guy, but is he a good coach?
I don't think this is, and I had a chat with this in one of Luna's Discords that she was talking about, that she shared a post with. I don't see this as a Mike McDaniel problem. I see this as a Tua and Tyreek problem. I think they have ruined that locker room, first off. And plus, I mean, like, Tua just cannot get behind that offensive line. He's not able to play behind it right now. He's running for his life. He's always has a hand in his face. He's getting zero time to play, and then when he does see something, he's off the mark. Not
Right.
like what we're used to seeing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think to be fair though, I think the concussions have really got to him. I don't think he should be playing football to begin with.
Man, he's had a rough going with the injuries. That's for damn sure. God bless. All right, Ricky, let me take it back to you. So the next team I got for you, you got a rising young star at quarterback. Okay, you got a coach who did pretty well as year one, year two, step back a little bit, kind of stepped back a little bit this year. Houston Texans, congratulations, you're the GM. What's the first thing you're doing? Are you gonna just hold the line and trust in the team, or are you gonna go try to make a trade maybe?
You know, I think of all the teams that I have seen this year, I think the Houston Texans are the ones that I would have said at least likely we're going to start 0-3. I'm
Facts.
just being honest. Um,
Facts.
I'm starting to really question CJ Stroud. I'm really starting to question CJ Stroud. The offense is not going underneath him.
Not clicking.
They're not quick enough anyway. Yeah, especially because like I said, you can take with a young quarterback that had such an explosive year. You could take a seat back 1 year and be like, okay, I understand what we call the second year slip and everything like that, but you got to show me something, and you got to show me something year three. You got to show me something after that. He really has not really shown a whole lot. And I don't think they're a completely terrible team. I think they're probably, if I had to, of course, I haven't looked at everybody that's 0-3, but if I could almost say they're the best 0-3 team in the NFL right now because
I'd agree.
I don't see them being an 0-3 team. This is absolutely terrible. And yes, if you are the Houston Texans, you are going to hit the panic button just for the simple fact is that this young kid showed promise 2 years ago, and this entire team actually showed promise 2 years ago. So he has not really necessarily been the consistent quarterback that he is. I think for now, I hold off just a little bit. Let me finish the season, and then at the end of the season, I recoup and say, okay, is this quarterback? Is he the guy? Is he the guy for us? Because if not, I'm going to get a guy.
That's going to be the big question because it's like he had such a great rookie year, but is it one of those 1 year wonder kind of things? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Is it also sucks in Houston's case of, I saw Chris Long talk about it where he looks at this Houston team. He's like, man, that defensive line reminds me so much of like what we had, where we had like solid defensive line players that just got wasted because of everything else about the team was just
It's terrible.
terrible. Yeah,
It's absolutely terrible. And honestly, I don't think they have a terrible offensive line. I don't think they have a terrible team all in general. But I think the biggest issue is the quarterback position. He's got to get better.
right, right. Shane, let me turn it over to you again, and we'll probably wrap up from there. Um, Atlanta, you just got blown out by the Carolina freaking Panthers.
Oh my gosh,
Blown
I'm so glad you
out.
didn't give me
You
Atlanta.
got a first round rookie in Michael Penix who's been playing okay. You got Kirko Chains there, as your backup. Are you going for a trade? Or are you going for a free agent signing? Or, what is the first thing that you're doing in Atlanta? You going to hold the line? It's like, well, we're cooked. Let's start doing some scouting. Let me go grab dinner somewhere, go to the aquarium and clear my thoughts. What are you doing?
First off, real quick, I do want to say something about the whole Texans, CJ Stroud and situation. Made me reevaluate how good actually Caleb Williams has been. He actually has better stats over the last 2 years than CJ Stroud does. Anyways,
Ooh,
to continue,
I like that.
better
Caleb's
better,
fine quarterback, guys.
better QBR, better pass to touchdown ratio, better yardage, everything.
Yep.
Anyways, continue with this. I'm keeping Penix. I am probably benching him for
Kirko, time to save the season.
Firing the coaching staff, and I'm probably trying to get rid of every defensive player there, to be honest. Because you can't allow Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers to score 30 on you.
Right. Especially with the way they look this year.
Given the offense, hey, you scored nothing pretty much. So that's an issue, but also I think it comes from the offense sitting on the sideline watching Carolina go down, take 8-minute drives, 10-minute drives. Oh, actually change that up, 2-minute drives, and just do what they wanted to do the entire game. Defensive staff, gone. Head coach, gone. Front office, gone. Benching Penix, get his confidence back up, get him back in the film room, put Kirko in there, let his chains hang low.
Let his chains hang low. That could be perceived in more ways than one. That is for ATFS After Dark, ladies and gentlemen. You have to go to check out the Patreon for that, to dive into that information a little bit more. No, man, there are teams that there are teams that are 3-0, or 0-3 or 1-2, and it already feels like their season's about to get derailed. Because the whole point of this conversation that started was because the Giants already going over to Jackson Dart after 3 games with Russ, and Russ had a great game against the Cowboys, but it's the Cowboys. So now their change is going over to Jackson Dart, and it gives Brian Daboll a chance to potentially save his job or not. So it's like, man, it's crazy how fast the NFL can accelerate. Where week 3, your whole season's about to go barreling down a hill. Like it's that fast, dude. It's insane. All right, let's shout out some merch real quick, and then we'll be right back, and we'll start getting into picks. We have a merch store. It's not that great, but we have one, sparky3shop.com. You can go pick up some really poorly designed merch, like the B shirt, which I think is actually really awesome. We have this thing called the Lonely Boy. It's just a cool little design. I'll put more terrible merch in there, especially if you recommend stuff, then I will probably put stuff in there. We have some really poorly designed hats, so that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's it. Spark3shop.com. It's in the description below somewhere. Spark3shop.com. It's a place you can visit and buy some merch, I guess, if you're feeling spicy. See ya. And we're back, and it's time to get into picks, boys, and wrap up the show in beautiful fashion. Let me turn this up a little bit, about maybe right there. Shane, pick a color between these 4 colors. Pick a color.
Turquoise.
There you go. Click it. All right, there you go. That's the vibe. We're getting into picks, boys. Let's jump into it. College football. We've also, for my guys that are all doing the Run Your Pool, college games are not on there. I will put them on there as soon as we're done with the show. My bad. Haven't got to it yet. So college games, college football, week 5. Let's go through some ranked, notable fun matchups. First thing we got is a ranked matchup with 21st USC at 23rd Illinois. Who do we got in this one? I got Illinois in a bounce back.
I also have Illinois to bounce back. I really hope I'm right because I can't stand Lincoln Riley as much as I do Gus Malzahn.
I agree. I don't think the game against Indiana is against Illinois. I think that just shows how good Indiana is. And I don't think USC is honestly that much better. I have Illinois at a bounce back.
Yeah, I think USC, as we talked earlier, pretender. Next up, 4th ranked LSU at 13th ranked Ole Miss. Give me the upset. Give me the home dog. Give me Ole Miss in this game.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing that's going to really determine this football game is if Ole Miss's defense is going to show up or not. Because if the defense doesn't show up, they're not going to have a prayer to beat LSU. LSU actually has a very good defense. I'm taking LSU.
I agree. Even with Ole Miss's last week game, their defense was not there. If that continues, unfortunately, LSU is a much well-rounded team. I'm going to have to take LSU.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's a good pick. Next up, 17th ranked at Bama at 5th ranked Georgia. You already know my pick. Give me Georgia. Give me the dogs in this one. I don't believe in this Bama team.
I don't believe in this Bama team either. They showed me that weeks ago. Give me Georgia.
Yep. Shane, don't do it.
Don't do it, Shane.
Don't take that easy L on the Run Your Pool.
You know what? I'm going to risk it.
Okay.
Because
there's got to risk it to get the biscuit.
There's something about Bama and Georgia, regardless of how good or how bad these teams are, Bama shows up. And I think if there's going to be a turning point in Bama's season where you're like, oh, yeah, they are contenders, it's going to be this game. If not, then I won't pick them for the rest of the year. But for right now, I think this could be a turning point in Bama's season. I'm going Bama.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right, let me shout out 3 random-ass games here, but, I love my rivalry games. I love throwing them out there. So the first one is the Bill Walsh Legacy game, which this is a funny one because legit, guys, this 1,000% could have been a terrible game of the week. Dude, the amount of terrible game of the weeks this week was unreal. There were so many contenders when I went down the list. So we have San Jose State and Stanford. You know what? Give me a hot take. Give me San Jose State, man. This Stanford team stinks.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but San Jose State's not much better, though.
Give me San Jose State.
Okay. Why not? I'll take San Jose State.
Yeah, let's ride. Shane, who you got?
I guess San Jose.
Okay. Next up, we have the Rio Grande rivalry with New Mexico State and New Mexico. Give me the Lobos on this one. Although I think the Cowboys a little bit better, or the Aggies, sorry. But give me the Lobos. I believe the home dog.
Yeah, this game should be a good one as well because I don't think either of these teams, with the position that they're in, didn't expect the position that they're going to be in when it comes. But yeah, give me the home team. Give me the Lobos.
Same. Give me a home team.
Just because they got a great name. One of these days, we're gonna do like a bracket challenge of like best like unique names in college football. You know, one of these days I've thought about this nonstop because we have names like the Lobos. You know, while I hate them, I admit the Razorbacks is a good name. We have the Skyhawks, whatever. It's Stonehill, legit.
Patreon video.
Yeah, dude, something's coming. And then the next one we got is Battle for the Carter Trophy, which is Hawaii and Air Force. Give me Hawaii in this one.
Yeah, Air Force ain't very good this year. Give me Hawaii.
Kind of dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, you can't see in camera, I don't believe, but give me those rainbow warriors.
Yeah, there you go. The bows. Here we go. Next up, some games that we're looking forward to. Cal and Boston College was mine. Cal got absolutely dog walked last week, but man, I still really believe in this team. I really do. I believe in that freshman quarterback who is a transfer from Hawaii. Shout out. I believe in this team, even though they got dog walked, man. I actually really like the Billy O.B. Led Boston College, and I like their quarterback over there. I think this is going to be a really fun matchup this weekend, but give me Boston College at home.
Yeah, Boston College should win this game, but I'm kind of like you on the boat with Cal. I'm like, is this Cal team for real? And then last week it's like, I don't know.
I agree. Give me Boston College.
Okay, Ricky, do you want to shout yours out or do you want to leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
Okay.
I did it for
All
Tyler.
right, we're gonna do one more and get to the game of the weeks. So Notre Dame, Arkansas. What do you got, boys? Give me Notre Dame. I got to continue the meme.
And out of me and Ricky, I'll go first. I checked the spread this morning. It was 4.5, which I think is absurd. And I think it's going to either be a shutout in Notre Dame's end, or it's going to be another Arkansas Ole Miss game where it's just a lot of points because their defense isn't very good. Our defense isn't very good. It's going to be whoever holds the ball last. But unfortunately, they have two of the top running backs in the country. They're going to be able to control tempo. And for that, I'm going to say that it's going to be Notre Dame. And I'm just going to say by at least 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to pick the upset. I want to pick the Razorbacks, but I'm kind of on the same boat with Shane there, especially when it comes to Notre Dame. This is not the better of the Notre Dame teams. Can we win this game? Yes. I still think we have one of the best offenses, at least in the SEC. We have a very good offense. We scored 3 points in the second half. I don't think we've seen that potential yet on how great the offense is, but our defense is abysmal. If our defense was any good, I would definitely pick Arkansas to win this game, but unfortunately, it's going to be 3 in a row loss for us.
Oh man, I love it. Also, shout out to Tyler in chat hanging out with us. Tyler, hopefully you're feeling better today, buddy. Let's see. Next up, we are going over to the game of the week. So, first up is FCS game of the week, Brown and Harvard. It's Ivy League play past this weekend, boys. And boy, did Brown and Harvard put the smackdown on. Lord have mercy. Was those final scores like 48 and 49 to nothing? I think both of them shut them out. God bless. Talk about a beatdown, brother. Give me Harvard in this one, but man, this should be a good game this weekend. Shout out to Ivy League play. It's electric.
Yeah, let's see. Harvard beat Stetson 59-7. I got to look at the other score. I haven't seen the other score.
It was about the same.
You know, I really hate the Ivy League. I love the Ivy League, but I really hate that they only play 10 games. I hate they don't play playoffs. I hate the whole dadgum thing, but they'll let them play in the NCAA tournament for basketball. Makes absolutely zero sense to me why they're not playing in the FCS for championships and things like that nature, because I would definitely go and root for these boys. Give me Harvard.
There you go.
Give me Harvard.
Yeah, love it. FBS game of the week, the big boy. We got Oregon and Penn State at Penn State. Give me the Nittany Lions getting over the hump and getting it done with a big dub. Nittany Lions are legit this year. Give me Penn State.
Yeah, and I think one thing that people, especially Penn State fans, they don't need to be discouraged. the simple fact is, all they do is they literally run the football because they know their defense is that good and they really run out the clock. That's all they do. They're not explosive. They know they're not explosive. They should be able to stop this Oregon team. Oregon's about to lose the next 7 games and not make a bowl game. So there we go. Go Penn State.
You're diabolical.
I'm gonna go with my Ducks because they're the only positive thing I've got going in my sports life right now. So go Ducks.
That makes sense. Hey, that's why I got my Vanderbilt Commodore jersey on, Shane, because they're the only ones that have any kind of hope for right now.
Lord have mercy. All right, let's stay in the Big Ten, which is a dumb thing to say when you look at these two teams and where they're located on a map. But let's go to the Big Ten for the terrible game of the week because God bless, both these teams are just bad. We got UCLA at Northwestern. A part of me wants to take UCLA in like a bounce back, but you know what? I'm going to go Northwestern because I had a college football revamp dynasty with them, and I had a great time. So give me the Wildcats up in Evanston, Illinois.
Yeah, one of them still has their head coach. It's Northwestern. I mean, I want to pick UCLA. I'm kind of like you, Alex. Oh man, UCLA losing makes me happy.
Me too.
They should have left the Pac-12 to begin with. Let's go Wildcats.
Yeah, go Cats, baby.
Wildcats.
I am going to go with the Wildcats.
I was going to say, surely you ain't going to go to UCLA.
Yeah.
You have a personal beef with a player on the UCLA roster.
I hold grudges, and I will not be picking them.
You got a personal beef with a certain individual named after a video game franchise. So, speaking of that video game franchise, let's go over to the NFL. NFL Week 4, first game, Baltimore and Kansas City. I got Baltimore in this one, man. I think Kansas City is going to be the Chiefs at some point and kind of turn it on for a few games, but I like Baltimore here.
Yeah, Baltimore should win this football game, but their defense has got to get much better than what it has been. They have not been very good defensively. But, give the Chiefs credit for overcoming the Giants, because the Giants did have a great game against the Cowboys a week ago. But I'm with you. I still don't think this Chiefs team's making the playoffs. I think they start off 1-3, and I think they're going to go on a downhill from here.
I agree. The Chiefs' schedule does not get any easier after the Ravens. They do not get any kind of breaks. Unfortunately for the Ravens, their offense is number 1 in the league right now, but also their defense is the worst in the league, giving up the most points at 118 points in the first 3 games or 4 games or whatever it is. But unfortunately, I am going to go the Ravens because this Chiefs team is still remnants of what they were last year.
Facts.
Have they given up more points to the Cowboys?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, they have.
I get okay, yeah.
Saw the
the thing,
stat this morning.
Good defensively.
Saw the stat this morning. They've scored the most points at 111, and they've given up the most points at 118.
Wow. Okay, that is huge.
Okay. All right. Next up, Indianapolis and the Rams. Ricky, who you got in this one? Indiana Jones or Matthew Stafford?
I'm going to tell y'all right now, ESPN has Daniel Jones as the highest QBR rating right now at 87.9. Give me the Colts, man. Danny Dimes is an NFL quarterback, people. I told you, all you got to do is just go somewhere that has a decent program, and that's exactly what he's done. The Rams coming off a whatever the heck that was, for that blocked field goal at the end of the ball game. But yeah, I'm high on Indianapolis. I'm really high on them. The Rams should win this football game. I think the Rams bounce back and give the Colts their first loss.
I got the Rams as well, but I do appreciate, I guess, what the Colts are cooking because I don't like the Colts. But I'm going to go with the Rams here. I think the Rams will give Indianapolis their first loss.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, they've got a good offensive line. They have a good receiving core. They have the top rusher in the league right now and the top passer in the league. I cannot go against that. I'm going to Indianapolis.
Okay. I like it.
Next up, we'll go ahead and shout this one out. What about Minnesota and Pittsburgh, the Dublin game? How you guys feeling on the Dublin game?
They're in Dublin?
Yeah, they're in Dublin for this game. This is the Dublin game.
Who's starting quarterback right now for Minnesota?
It was Wentz. I don't know if JJ's going to be playing this weekend. I didn't see what was JJ's long term injury stuff or anything.
I think it was 2 to 4 weeks or something like that. And I mean, heck, he had a freaking great game. Carson Wentz had a great game this last weekend. I forgot that I actually looked at the stats.
No, Carson had a
way
great
before
game,
the
yeah.
show. He had a great game. That's probably the best game he's had since he basically lost his starting job, everything like that. Pittsburgh has not lost yet, I don't think. Give me Minnesota.
Man, give me the Steelers. I do believe in what the Steelers team can be. So I don't know. Give me the Steelers on this one. Next up, the game that Shane stole from me, like line for line, bar for bar. He didn't even bother to try to be creative.
Copy pasta.
Yeah, he didn't even try to be creative in our Discord of why I wanted this game. But the Jets and the Dolphins on Monday night. So here's two things that I've got to ask. Number one, who thought it would be a good idea to have a Monday night doubleheader and one of the games be this? And number two, who do the Dolphins know? Why were the Dolphins on primetime last week with Thursday night and on Monday night? Who do they know? They've got dirt on somebody. Like, how can you let this slide? Like, who in their right mind would put the Dolphins on primetime back-to-back weeks? That's diabolical, bro. Give me the Jets.
No, I'm glad you said that because I was already going to take the Jets before you even said that anyway. I just think it's a downhill spiral for Miami from here until they make some changes.
Facts.
I think the Jets are going to be winning, but the Jets are going to be the New Jersey Jets and find a way to lose this game. I'm going Miami.
They would do that. Facts. And then lastly, NFL game of the week, we got Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Give me Baker and the Bucks, baby. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, both teams are undefeated right now.
True.
They are going down to Tampa. Philly has just found a way to win ball games, though. I mean, that's just the thing. They have found ways to win their games, whether it's close, whatever the case may be. Give me Philly.
If Mike Evans is healthy and able to play, I'll go Buccaneers. If he's not able, I'm going Philly.
Okay. All right. Let's turn down that. Ready? Boom. All right. Well, we made it through the picks, boys. So that has now reached to the end of the show. So, anyone know if we messed up on anything today? I don't know, honestly.
You didn't let me pick
I have no clue.
the game before the last one that you just said.
Which one?
The Steelers and
Oh shit! Dang it! Oh god. All right, well, do better. Who you got?
I got Steelers because
Okay.
for some reason Aaron Rodgers is really good overseas. So
I mean, that is true. That is true for whatever reason. Gotta do better. Per Giovanni, gotta do better. Any shout outs? Anything we gotta get off our chest? Any follow ups? Anything we want to shout out to that?
You mentioned do better. I've heard my principal say that quite a bit this year. I've heard a lot of people say do better this year. It's a great thing. It's a great trend that's going right now.
Hey, it's a shirt in the merch store. Sparky3shop.com right now. You can go buy a do better shirt. As well as unprofessional. Because that's what we are here. Unprofessional.
but we're all over 5'5", so we're good.
Yeah, facts. All the shots fired, towards whatever. Cool. Any dinner plans this week? Any special stuff, boys? Anything special going on? I had some sushi and some ramen yesterday. That was really good. So that was great. I'm going to Kansas City this weekend, so I'm probably gonna get some good ass barbecue. So that'll be fun. What about you boys?
My 5-year anniversary is Thursday.
Nice.
I don't know my 5 years. I don't know if
Congrats.
we're doing anything special though.
Congrats.
On my way here, I picked up some gas station hot dogs, so that was nice.
What gas station?
Circle K.
I don't know. That's low key kind of diabolical. I'm not gonna lie. You could have just gone to QT.
Listen,
QT is goated, bro.
I pull out of my warehouse at work. I make a left. Circle K's right there. I need to get on the road and get here.
Fair enough.
I
I would have stopped at QT. QT is goated.
I'm probably gonna pick something up on my way home, but we'll see.
Okay. All right, Shane, hit the red button. We're gonna get out of here.
Red button.
Red button.
Being
Clicked.
hit.
Boom. All right, boys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show and get on out of here. If you made all the way in, we appreciate you. Any last words of wisdom or thoughts or not wisdom you guys want to shout from the rooftops? This is your final opportunity.
Go Razorbacks.
Be quiet. Get out of here. Get out of here. Shane, what about you? Any last thoughts?
If we get blown out, I want to see what they did. I want to see Hunter Yurachek do to Sam Pittman like Arizona State did to Herm Edwards.
Oh, my God.
Meet him in the end zone. Tell him to go to Hot Springs.
God bless. All right. Well, if you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate you. Join the Discord. Be a friend, tell a friend. If you want to support us further, Patreon is a great way to do so. Shane, if you could, get ready to turn that dial up to maximum. Thank you. Yep. Turn that one up to maximum right now. Thank you for the Terror Football Show. Bye.